So this might have been some of my best purchases in 2024.
Dying to taste the sweet.
Oh my God.
Drooling a little.
Drooling. Cheers.
Yeah, this Cabernet is fantastic.
I think
What do you
these two bottles are by far the best Australian wines I've ever had.
It's hard to believe that it's our first video on wines from Australia. Australia, after all, ranks as one of the top wine-producing countries in the world, comparable to Argentina, Chile, South Africa, and Germany. Most of the wine production takes place in the cooler southern regions. Some of the most famous wine regions include Barossa Valley, McLaren Vale, Coonawarra, Clare Valley, Eden Valley, Hunter Valley, Margaret River, and Yarra Valley. Tasmania is now also becoming known for Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Rieslings. In all, Australia produces more than 10 million hectoliters of wine, which represents almost 5% of the world's production. In contrast to many of the European regions with smaller growers and co-ops, Australia's wine industry is dominated by a few very large producers. There's Vinarchy, formerly known as Accolade Wines, Casella family brands, and the biggest, Treasury Wine Estates, which of course owns Penfolds. And please don't take this to mean that there aren't also many great independent producers. We'll hopefully have a chance to cover them in future episodes. But since the Australian wine industry is so dependent on exports, scale really does matter. Penfolds traces its history all the way back to 1844. Founded by Dr. Christopher Rawson Penfold and Mary Penfold, the McGill estate is located near Adelaide, South Australia. Initially, Dr. Penfold brought vine cuttings from France and produced wines for medicinal use. However, after his death in 1870, Mary Penfold took over the operations, expanded production, and transitioned the business towards commercial winemaking. In 1907, Penfolds was responsible for 1/3 of all wine production in Australia. The reason why wine collectors around the world know Penfolds, of course, is that because of Penfolds Grange, or Grange Hermitage as it was named initially because Hermitage was the name of Shiraz in Australia at the time. The wine was the brainchild of Max Schubert and was initially made as an experiment. It was once banned by the Penfold board, but that story is for another time. What's fascinating about Penfolds is that they produce all wine types from inexpensive supermarket wine to ultra-luxury collectibles. The wines we're trying today fall firmly into the latter category and represent some of the most exclusive wines ever produced at the winery.
So I have a confession to make when it comes to Australian wines.
Yes.
So I don't know what it is, but Australian wines always got these huge scores from Robert Parker, right?
Mm-hmm. He loves these.
And there were a bunch of wines that were very affordable that got like 98, 99 points by, Wine Advocate. And I've never figured out why they got such big scores.
He likes a big bombastic wine with some alcohol and some fruit and like all of these like overwhelming flavors. And if you also like those things, then yes, this is a 99-point wine.
But that's not what we're expecting today, right? We're not expecting those kind of crazy alcoholic, big, panicky
21 years
fruit
later?
monsters.
No, probably not.
But I don't think they were made that
No, I
in the
don't
first
think
place,
so.
right?
No, not at all. These are definitely wines that were made to age and made to show off some of the best wines that can come out of Australia. We're looking at the level of Penfolds that's in the Grange, not all of the bins that are produced at the $9, $10, $12, $20 grocery store level. So these should be quite elegant.
All right, do you want to get into it?
Yes.
What do you think?
So which one are we going to start with first?
Well, I think we marked wine number one as the Bin
60A.
60A, right? And so only 2 vintages ever made of this wine.
It's kind of insane.
1962, which was never supposed to be released, right? We talked about
An
that
internal
earlier, and it was an internal thing, and then it happened to kind of win all kinds of awards.
So you have to do it again. Yeah.
Can we do it?
Yeah, let's sniff it.
Only 2 vintages of Bin 60A have ever been released from Penfold. The first in 1962 and the second in 2004. The first wine was made by legendary Max Schubert, who, as you may recall now, is the same winemaker who invented the Grange. That first vintage of 60A went on to become one of the most awarded wines in Australia's history. The second vintage, 2004, was created by Peter Gagel. Its blend of 56% Cabernet and 44% Shiraz exemplifies Penfolds' cross-regional, cross-varietal blending. It was released in a year of extraordinary fruit quality and thought of as an iconic representation of Australia's winemaking excellence.
I think there's some black currant from the Cabernet.
Red fruit for sure.
Lots of red and black fruit, I
Yeah.
think, here.
For me, like you can just smell the Shiraz in this one. Like the meat just comes out of it for me. There's all that wonderful fruit, but like the first thing that kind of wafted out was like this meaty, jerky kind of smell, which I love.
One thing that doesn't stand out here is I don't get much oak at all.
I don't smell a lot of oak. It's a lot more about like the grapes than it is about winemaking on the nose, for sure. There's even something kind of like light and floral to it,
Yeah.
way before I think about anything oaky. Although I think they were both aged in like larger, like the hogshead kind of
Yeah, the American oak.
American oak.
So they used
So
American
there
oak
should
in
definitely
Australia.
there should definitely be an oak smell, but it's not.
But what was it, 13 months,
13 months, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like the 20 or 24 months or even the 36 months that
sure,
we've had.
for
It's
sure.
a,
Relatively short time.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
all right, cheers.
Okay, I definitely can taste like the meaty that you were talking about. It reminds me a little bit of horsepower.
That's what lingers for me. It is a lot more about like the plummy berry cherry fruits up front, but it is that like meaty, leathery kind of linger that sticks around for me for a while.
You know, this is really, really delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to compare it to, I haven't had a lot of bottles of Grange, but I've had a few.
Mhm.
And I have the 2008 vintage in the cellar. And I gotta tell you, I like this better,
Hey, all right.
right?
Okay.
It's this to me is really nice. And the one thing that stands out is the acidity.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about this on the show multiple times and how you have big fruity wines and you really need that acidity.
Mhm.
And
So
I
it's
think
not
this
just
has
cough
it.
syrup?
Yeah, and I feel like this has it in abundance.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And it seems extraordinary young. Right? I mean, this wine is what, 21 years?
One, yeah. It's a
Um
baby. Just
and,
now.
and and I'm telling you, it's like
It's still got ways to go.
no hint of aging whatsoever. Do you?
Yeah, the color on this one's intense. I think like immediately if I just looked at them, I could tell this is the one with the Shiraz because Shiraz is such like a blue grape
Mhm.
and it saves color so hard. Like the color on this one is just so much more youthful and vibrant on the Ben 60 than it is on the Block 42. The tannins are really nice. There's some pyrazines that have snuck in now, like on that last sip that I just took. So there's like a little nice green note that's coming through.
Oh, you know I don't like that. I'm going to deny
It's
everything.
it's a minor component, but I do think like the second sip, and every time you take a sip of an older wine, it's like there's something new that comes at you. And this has got a nice vegetal character.
So there's always this element when we open unicorn wines, right?
Yeah.
There's always this anticipation and expectations. And I mean, this seems to have lived up to its hype.
I'm pretty happy with this wine.
So
Yeah.
how much is it per bottle?
You know, it's very interesting. So, does it make sense that it's like around $800? I bought these bottles at auction and
Crazy.
I got them at the minimum bid. And I think that's reflective of the fact that the Australian wines seem to not be that collectible in the United States. And that's a buying opportunity as far as I'm concerned.
100%.
I think I bought these for less than $300. That I jumped on that opportunity. I feel like there's some real values out there.
Mhm.
I might go back to the well and see
Get
if
a
I can
few
find some more.
I mean, they've made this wine twice.
But these are so rare that you really don't see them very often. And I wonder if people just didn't know what they were.
I think that's probably the case. And I think Penfolds may suffer from that, where it's like Grange and then all of the bins, you know? So it's possible that I think that you're right, that people sleep on Australia unless it's the big names. And even then, those aren't going for the same prices that the Bordeaux's and Burgundies are going for, which is unfortunate because not at a steal, but at this price point, like I would spend this.
So this
Any day.
might have been some of my best purchases in 2024.
Yeah, I think for the price point compared to what I'm seeing it for online everywhere else, yeah, you definitely, it was a steal. Great buy.
You ready to go to 100% Cabernet?
I'm ready.
According to Penfolds, The 10-acre Block 42 was planted only 30 years after the great 1855 Bordeaux classification and comprises the oldest plantings of Cabernet Sauvignon continuously produced in the world. Yes, you heard that right. These vines were planted in the late 1800s and still produce fruit. Occasionally, Penfolds believe the fruit is so exceptional that they decide to not use it in blending and instead bottle it by itself. This happened in 1953, 1964, 1996, and in 2004. This is the last vintage of an ultra-rare, single vineyard, single varietal wine.
Remember the old men from Scarecrow?
Yes, like the 80-year-old vines.
Right, they were planted in 1945, right?
Yeah.
Okay. These wines were like 70 years old or 60 years old
At that point.
at that point. These evidently were planted in 1888.
It's so crazy.
So what does the vine age, does it have any effect on the wine or?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so so I'm going to defer to the expert. Well, my understanding is
Please.
that the yields become smaller and smaller and
Mhm.
smaller. You get
Correct.
these really concentrated fruit.
Right?
They're not commercially, they're not very attractive because they don't produce a lot of fruit.
It's very expensive.
The fruit that they do produce
Is so much better.
can be really good.
Right. So you're going from, bunches and bunches of grapes, however many you do on newer vines, to like some of these vines are hundreds of years old and they're producing one grape bunch.
Wow.
So like all of the energy of these crazy old vines with the greatest rootstock, they've gone all the way down. They're getting the water and all the nutrients. They've like found their place. It's like all their energy is making like the perfect bunch of grapes.
Yeah.
But wow, the concentration, the flavor, the character.
Is that crazy?
So the
Yeah.
quality just goes way, way up.
The other part that's really different about this is that these are made from pre-phylloxera rootstock, right? So
Yes. Original rootstock.
yeah, so it came from France.
Mhm.
It was Cabernet that came from France, evidently, and before the American rootstocks
Right.
were used in France, right? So,
Right.
so what kind of significance does that have?
So think about it. This is like the original vine, right? This is the mother vine kind of idea. And it's not having to go through a straw to get to the earth that is shaped differently. It is literally like how this Cabernet was meant to grow. It's, if you can think about it being like the most honest and true representation of Cabernet, because there's nothing about it that isn't Cabernet.
Okay.
That's kind of how I think, wrap my head around those.
So the fact that we're having this bottle,
Mhm.
it's been made in 2004, there's a good chance that these vines aren't going to live much longer. Is it? I mean, like,
That's a very good.
could this just literally be some of the last bottles available?
At some point, phylloxera will take those vines out.
Well, because they have phylloxera in Australia, but I
They
thought
do.
that they managed it really well.
They managed it really well, but at some point, phylloxera will take over.
Really?
There's almost
This makes
no
me
way.
so sad.
There's almost no way to really like insulate anymore with the way that our world is.
All right, I'm ready.
Let's try it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is like
Smells way different, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, this is like overwhelming creme de cassis, and
Yeah.
and it's such a trademark for Cabernet.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess now that you pointed it out.
That's what that kind of dark berry purpley smell is. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
cassis.
gosh,
It is also like leather and pencil and lead and like dusty wood shavings. This one's
yeah. See, I can't get all of that. Do you get all that?
I'm
I
trying
feel
to think.
like-
Does it smell like school?
does this smell like school? That's what I thought. Like, I don't know if they still sharpen pencils in school, but like when you sharpen a pencil and that pencil sharpener kind of smell, that's what that smells like to me.
So when I read about this wine, they said that James Busby may have been the one who brought these vines over,
That's
and they
crazy.
may have been from the Lafitte vineyard. So wouldn't
like that story.
Wouldn't that, well?
I like that story.
I
a lot.
love the story. I love that idea. Right?
So nice to have a good story to sell a wine. Dying to taste this one?
I'm like just
Drooling a little
kinda
bit?
drooling.
Here,
Cheers.
let me wipe it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very good.
Oh, I like that. The bin 60 is still youthful. The Block 42 has all the things I want from age. Like it's still got time. It's still like it's singing, but like all of the flavors have kind of like gone into that. I've got some age on me kind of experienced wine. I like that.
That's an outstanding Cabernet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. And the acidity is still there. All those fun little like mushroomy, agey.
But the fruit is still dominating.
There's no doubt about that.
I think this could last another 50 years. Cork, when we pulled the cork, oh my gosh, that cork was in
Perfect shape.
perfect shape.
All right.
I feel like this wine here,
Mm-hmm.
the way it's made,
Mm-hmm.
this is made for long haul,
Oh, for sure.
but I think it's drinking beautifully.
It is delicious right now.
This is really nice.
It's really nice. Yeah, this Cabernet is fantastic.
I think
What do you
these
think?
2 bottles are by far the best Australian wines I've ever had. I think this was a positive surprise.
Yeah.
I mean,
are
I don't know that I can say this is a surprise, but it's certainly a positive experience. I think I am delighted that I got my hands on these 2 bottles.
Mm-hmm.
I love the story behind them. I
For sure.
love learning about it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're drinking exceptionally well.
They really, really are.
So
Bravo to Penfold.
are you grabbing this, reaching for this over a French wine? That's the real question.
That is the real test for sure.
I think
How pleasantly
different
surprised are you?
occasions.
Okay.
I mean, I think that these wines have some characteristics that make them really, really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
And they kind of straddle that Frenchness and the big Napas. Like they
Yes.
have more, these have more acidity and structure
Mm-hmm.
than some of the Napas that we know alike. I mean, like,
Right.
and that probably speaks to you. Am I right?
Oh, 100%. Some of the Napa wines are missing the acidity that I think makes them palatable. And that's not a problem here. Yeah. There were a couple of reviews that I looked at that were like, drink this now to 2025. And I'm like, perfect. Let's give it a shot and see what that looks like.
And I think they're way off. I think they're probably just now starting to drink well.
I believe you are right. Both of these are so like solidly in their window that I'm glad I'm here for it. They're pretty fantastic.
You know, this has been a fun episode. And you know the next episode, B, you know what that is?
Ooh.
The Chinese wine?
So next time, we're going to try Chinese Cabernet.
And I'm going to learn how to speak Chinese by then.
You are?
No,
Yeah.
not at all. But at least I'll say hello. Let's drink some wine.
Hey,
Surely that's not hard, right?
So we're going to stay in the Eastern Hemisphere. And I had never, ever even heard of Chinese Cabernet. And it's a big growing market for production. There are some
Right.
big names that are going and
Big
making
Bordeaux houses are
big
investing over there.
investments.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's going to be fun.
I'm excited. So I'm trying Australian wine for the first time, and then I'm trying Chinese wine for the first time.
That'll be my first time with Chinese wine too.
So
Just what an experience.
Yeah, so happy to get to taste these wines that are so like unique to where they're from, when they're from. Loving this Cabernet.
and they live up to the hype, right?
I think so, 100%.
Jeff?
What you got? Come on over here.
All right. I'm bringing my Block 42.
Yeah, I'm doing the Block 42. B?
Block 42.
Block 42. This is the Block 42.
It's unanimous.
But hold on, the 60A that's not to say the 60A is
no,
not.
still delicious. If I could drink both. And will, actually, when we're not.
Yeah, we
okay,
will,
right,
yeah.
that's fine.
Both unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Wait, do that again.
One more time?
You say cheers, everyone, and then
Oh.
I say thanks for watching.
All right, okay, let's do it again. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Guess who's going to Australia in January?
What? Us? Oh, no.
This is my first time to Australia,
Oh, my gosh.
and I'm
jealous.
so excited.
Not jealous at all. It's fine. Have a great time. Whatever.